Oh, the irony of going to film a video about anxiety and then not knowing if you can do it because you've got really bad anxiety about it. Mental health awareness vlog, take 2. Hey guys, as some of you may know, it is Mental Health Awareness Week, and I wanted to do a little video about my anxiety. So a little disclaimer, as you may have heard or may have been told, anxiety is not a one-fits-all situation. When I was younger, I was that really shy kid that wouldn't say boo to a goose. I would hide behind my mum, and as I got older, that shyness stayed and turned into anxiety. If I had to speak in front of a huge crowd, I would panic and I would cry and I would feel sick. If something scared me, it was flight or fight, and usually I would take flight. Nowadays, when the anxiety hits me, like it has this morning, I get butterflies in my stomach. Is probably the most prevalent symptom. It's not the kind of butterflies where you're excited and they're fluttering around and you feel giddy and nervous. These are the kind of butterflies that feel like they're trying to escape their way out of your stomach, and they can feel something is going wrong or there's something coming to get you, even though there's not. I still feel sick a lot of the time. That kind of sick where you can feel it in your stomach but you know you're not actually going to be sick. I get really shaky. Don't know if you can see that. Like I said, I woke up and had really bad anxiety this morning, and I can find it hard to breathe. That's not what I want this video to be about though. I want this video to be about little tips and tricks that I do and use to help me when I have anxiety. So although these work for me, they may not work for you. You just need to find out what does work for you, and it's a lot of trial and error, but eventually you will get there. So of course you've got your basic self-care that everyone needs to do. You should have water because you may be dehydrated. You should eat. Just basically do basic self-care, look after yourself. So there are several tips and tricks I use. Some of them are for the worst days when I can't get out of bed, I feel like something bad is going to happen if I do. The days are right off, there's a big black cloud hanging over me. And then there's my other tips and tricks for when it's not such a bad day and I feel like I can get out of bed and look after myself and do the things I need to do. Let's start with when my anxiety days are at their worst. I have little comfort blankets, literally and metaphorically, that I like to keep close to me to make me feel safe and keep me cosy. It's just a little blanket from Primark, but when I've had my really bad days I just like to snuggle up in it, wrap it around me like a cocoon, and it feels like nothing can get me and I am safe and comfortable. So that is my number one tip, is to have something that is soft and smells like home with you. Tip number 2 is a comfy hoodie. So this is my favourite at the moment. It's just a Vans hoodie, but it is slightly oversized and it is so comfortable on the inside. And like with the blanket, I just put it on, I snuggle up into it, and again I feel cozy, I feel safe, I feel relaxed, and slowly I can feel the anxiety calm down when I wear things like this. Number 3 is a teddy bear. So this was my nan's and I like to keep it on my bed at all times. I keep it close and I just cuddle it and sniff it. As weird as that sounds, it still smells like my nan, but I like to cuddle it and sniff it when I feel that big black cloud coming over, because as most of you probably know, depression and anxiety come hand in hand a lot of the time. So when I have bad anxiety days, I also get bad depression because I can't get up and I feel useless and the day's just a complete write-off, and that just makes me feel horrible. So a little friend is always good to have. Another thing I like to do if my partner is home is I'll just cuddle up in bed with him and he'll hug me and sort of, you know, calm me down by talking to me and telling me, you know, there's nothing to be scared of, you're okay. although that might not work for some people because some people hate being told what they already know but can't help. Another important tip is to lose yourself. So when I feel particularly bad, I like to read a book and just let my mind wander into another world created by someone else, and you just forget about everything for a little while. And one of my favourite things to do is listen to music. So I have a whole playlist on Spotify called Self-Care, and it contains some of my favourite songs from bands such as Starset, The Killers, Brandon Flowers, Frank Turner, and a lot of them are empowering songs that make me feel better, or songs that I can relate to because they're singing about the things I'm going through. On the days where it's not so bad, some things I like to do are I will get up out of bed, I will wash my face, clean my teeth, brush my hair, even put on a little bit of makeup even if I'm not going anywhere, just to make me feel like if there's something I need to do or want to do, I can just go out and do it because I'm ready for the day. Calling up friends and family if you feel like you can do it is another big step. It's someone to talk to, it's someone to explain how you feel, it's someone to just ramble to, and they can ramble back and take your mind off whatever is making you feel anxious, even if you don't know what it is. How dare you interrupt? I was on a roll.
Oh, sorry. Coming through.
Rude. One of my go-to tips when I'm having a bad day is to phone up my best friend and say, hey, I'm having a really bad day, are you free? And she'll do the same to me, and we'll go out to a park and just sit and read, or go out for a walk and just enjoy nature and take your mind off everything. And if you don't feel like going out because the anxiety is that bad, then invite your friend over, have a movie night, have a reading marathon, play games. It's really up to you what you want to do. You could even watch videos of your favourite YouTubers or tutorials on something you want to learn how to do, and it might help give you the confidence and take your mind off the anxiety to try, even if it turns out that you're not so great at that. You know, there's millions of tutorials out there. There's probably even tutorials on how to combat anxiety. The world is your oyster. Like I said at the beginning of the video, anxiety is not a one-fits-all disease, and these things that help me might not help you. A lot of it is having the will inside you to battle depression and anxiety and forcing yourself to get out of bed and face the day. But then a lot of it is having self-care days when you can't, and it's important to know what helps you and not push yourself to do something that could make you worse in the long run. So anyone battling mental health problems and mental illnesses, you're not alone. There's always someone out there willing to help and to talk to, and my comment section is always open.